morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Shout out to all my crack whores and all my dinosaurs. I hope everyone is having a good day today. And we have another doozy for you guys today. And it's all the rave right now. The EDP445 documentary has been dropped by one Mike Klum. And when he does the close-ups, we like to call it the Klum shot. And
Jesus.
and this has been a long time in the works.
Yeah.
Mike Klum, if just a little bit of reference, if no one knows who he is, he did the Boogie 2988 documentary that was all the rave. I want to say it was 2 years ago when it was made.
Mhm.
Whatever, 2 maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
So it was all the rave, and it was exposing Boogie for paying for escorts, having cryptocurrency, and doing all these dumb things, wasting money, and being a total degenerate. This documentary, on the other hand, we talked about it. We think it is only right that we watch the whole thing through and give a reaction.
Yeah.
We wanted to, though, wait a little bit, let Mike Klum get his views first before we did. We didn't want to jump on it immediately. That's not how we operate. One. And two, we want to kind of digest it a little bit. I've watched it twice now. I want to watch it a third time and really just pick up on some things and go ahead and be able to break it down piece by piece, brick by brick.
Right.
But overall, I think it was also very appropriate for us to go ahead and talk about some of our first impressions of everything. Quality, it's a great documentary. The production value is there. It
Oh, yeah.
seems as though it is a actual like Netflix style documentary. Mike Klum outdid himself. I think again, just the cast of everyone that's in there, literally Jesus. Chris Chan is in it. You have Penguin Z, Moist Critical, Charlie.
Yeah.
There are so many people that were a part of this that it just blows you away as you watch this documentary. And I think that this is like, again, what Mike Klum did was fantastic, and I can't say enough good things about him and his production value. Evan, anything you want to add to the production value?
Yeah, though, the production value was definitely high. I was surprised, like, how do I explain this? It's like he was able to get EDP to do things I genuinely did not believe he would be able to do. Like,
Yep.
it was like, in some ways, it was like a Michael Moore kind of stunt thing. It was also, like, reminiscent of things that I've seen in other documentaries that were that kind of are, like, a little tongue in cheek, but also could, like, really, really cover some very deep, heavy shit. And,
Mhm.
I just was surprised at just how excellently well presented it was. Not that I was surprised that it was well made, but how excellently, really well executed it was.
Mhm. And looking at the Boogie 2988 documentary, how well that was done,
Mhm.
it was all, like, I hate to say it, but this one's better. Well, not that I hate to say it, but this one is better. And I when Mike Klum announced that he was going to be doing either an EDP or a DSP documentary, I was just like, to top the Boogie one is going to be tough because DSP is not the kind of guy that wants to put himself out there. He's scared of the detractors 24/7. If I was DSP, I would have covered up these windows because I would have been like, it always feels like somebody's
He's
watching
watching me.
me and I have no privacy. Ooh, oh.
Oh, exactly.
That's DSP on a daily basis. He's paranoid of his trolls. EDP, because of the situation that happened, I was like, there's no way he's going to do the documentary. There's no way EDP, like, he should just stay off the internet permanently. That was my personal belief.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Mike Klum pulled it off. And um, kudos to Mike Klum. Give him his flowers. If you haven't seen the documentary, let's make sure we put it in the description as well. I know we're
Mhm.
not, a big channel, but still, I
Might as
think if
well.
you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Sure.
And Mike Klum, good job, sir. Um, Two things I want to touch on right now, though. What was one of the what is something that you can get out of this documentary? One, and two, what is your favorite highlight? My favorite highlight of this whole thing was Chris Chan showing up and saying that
Oh my
EDP
god.
was an absolutely terrible person. When you have Chris Chan who believes, oh, Sonichu is in the sky, coming down to reality to be like, that guy's a monster. I was like, you can't come back from that. Like,
No.
come back from PewDiePie being like, not PewDiePie. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, PewDiePie. From Chris Chan saying like, this guy
Understand.
is an absolute terror. This guy is the worst thing ever. You can't come back from that. When Chris Chan says it,
It's
all
like,
hope is gone.
eh,
What was your favorite
and
highlight?
Chris Chan was like, "Well, karma's gonna get you," and it's like, "Wait a minute, Chris, you can't talk like that. Not, I won't say what you did, but you know what you did. Don't pretend
Julie!
that you're better than EDP. Don't you dare,
Julie!
Julie, Julie,
Julie!
Julie." At some point, I am sure. I know you did not want to touch that stove, but at some point, we've got to cover Chris Chan on the show.
Yep.
Now, yes, no, I thought all of the different guest appearances were pretty amazing. I mean,
Mhm.
you had Keemstar, you had Boogie, you had Wings of all people, you had some other people who I wasn't too familiar with, but they're streamers, and all of that. And then you had even like some of the the predator catcher people, and whatever. There's a whole, they touch
Skeet
upon that.
Hansen.
Skeet Hansen and this Alex
Gideon.
Cohen guy, yeah. So, and so yeah, it was pretty wide ranging, and their commentary was definitely very. It was very enlightening in a lot of different respects, and I also thought that connecting the dots between sort of their involvement with EDP445 and them was
Mhm.
very well executed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing, that I think that everyone needs to get out of this documentary, and it was harped on by Chris Hansen. Everyone knows Chris Hansen. Have a seat. Have a seat right there. Have a
Yeah,
seat. Everyone knows him for that. What he had built had been made a mockery of. And I love the fact that he addressed it. And I love the fact that they addressed why EDP is not in jail. And this just shows when it comes to something of the sort, when it comes to catching predators, leave it to the professionals. Don't do something like this for clout. Don't do it for clicks. Don't do it for fame, etc. Don't do that. It's terrible. If someone is like that, EDP445, they need to be locked away.
yeah,
They need to be taken care of. Not taken care of as in like give them a spa day, taken care of as in removed from society. I want to make that very, very clear. This stuff of trying to catfish people, this stuff of trying to go ahead and go after people in this shape and form,
yeah,
it's it does nothing but hurt what someone like Chris Hansen built all those years.
right.
You know, like he did it for so long, trying to get people like this off the streets for a better society. And when you do this for clicks, views, likes, etc., you wipe your ass with all the work of not just him, but the people behind the scenes, the actors that put themselves on the line, the police officers that put themselves on the line. You never know. One of these dudes could show up there, and then what happens? He firearm in Minecraft. You
Right.
never know those. You never know what happens. And just for this to happen, it's just so terrible. What's something that you think that people can get out of this, Evan?
I think that it's very clear, super clear, that EDP445 is a, I would say, for lack of a better term, mentally deranged, severely evil person. I think that he is a monster of his own creation, which is a very sort of the tragedy around him. But also, it is I don't know. They don't go in too heavy when it comes to his actual background. They don't go into his
Mhm.
family life. They don't go into, anything like that. But he very clearly was isolated. He was lonely. He didn't have a lot of friends. He did not connect with people in a sort of proper manner.
Yep.
Um, all of that is clear. But I think what's even worse is that he allowed himself to go down a incredibly dangerous rabbit hole and be influenced by sort of all of the different kind of heels, or wrestling term for villains, or that kind of thing, and to wrap that around his lifestyle as if that was somehow acceptable. And
Mhm.
at every chance, at every single turn, he believed that what he was doing was acceptable because
Yeah,
he wanted to justify what he believed to be his own existence. This is the
exactly.
way it was. This is the way he believes. This is how he's going to do it. He doesn't give a flying fuck about your feelings or what you think.
Mhm.
And that other people who sort of he idolizes, and we won't discuss a few of the names, but for example, Joe Rogan, Sneeko, Ben Shapiro, people like this. These are people who he admires for very specific reasons. I think
Yep.
if you use your thinker, you'll understand why. So it is just to say that I was amazed at how transparent he was. And it isn't to say that these kinds of people are not transparent. Far from it. In fact, some of the worst criminals, certainly serial killers. If you watch some of those serial killer documentaries, like they'll just say
Yeah.
beat for beat, I did this, I did that, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that EDP, he's not a serial killer, but he's a serial, wow, buddy, that kind of thing. And he
Exactly.
has that sort of mindset, the same kind of mindset, the justification around it. This is who I am. This is what I do. I can't control it. That kind of
Mhm.
deal. And I think that is truly one of the biggest takeaways. But by far, the absolute biggest takeaway is even when you when you have Chris Chan of all people saying you're an evil piece of shit, that's how you know you're an actual piece of shit. You know?
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. And like I said before, we're gonna go through the whole documentary. We're gonna react to the whole thing. Um,
Yeah.
and with that being said, that pretty much sums up everything. Um, that pretty much sums up everything that we've talked about. So until
Yep.
next time, everyone, again, we'll do a whole reaction of the whole documentary. And just be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notifications, leave a comment down below. And until we react to the video, or actually, until next time, everyone, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Damn.